I'm Don McCabe. Today, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't already know. However, there are things you know that are essential to the teaching of reading and spelling, but you don't know that you know them. And if you don't know that you know certain facts, how on earth can you teach them? It's important that you understand the paradox. You can't teach what you know if you don't know that you know it. I've known for quite some time that I'm dyslexic, even though I can read and write quite well, thank you. And it's quite obvious to all who know me that I would qualify for being ADHD. There's no question that I have always had attention deficits. And as far as being hyperactive, that's a given. I'm 78 and I still can't sit still. And I'm also a very slow learner. It took me almost 50 years to fully appreciate what the God-given computer brain is able to learn on its own without formal teaching. This is the key to my personal research into the problems that at least 20% of native English speakers have in learning to read and spell. If teachers don't know that they know essential, or should I say crucial, patterns that exist in English orthography, how can they possibly teach these patterns? Notice that I use the words essential and crucial. And the word notice, not plus ice equals notice. Is there anyone in this audience who would spell the sh sound that occurs at the ends of words as S-H-A-L, S-H-E-L, S-H-I-L, S-H-O-L, S-H-U-L, or S-H-L-E? Of course not. You already know that the sh sound at ends of words are spelled T-I-A-L as an essential, initial, and partial, or C-I-A-L as in crucial, special, and social. There's only a few hundred of these consistent patterns that you all know and automatically respond to in your reading and your writing. But you are not aware of them. Why? Because you were not taught them. But your God-given computer brain learned them for you. And I'm not about to list all of them to you today. But I will tell you where you can find all these patterns listed, and that is www.avco.org. Note the .org. Use .com and you get a paint company. Now, let's get back to my premise that the God-given computer brain learns a tremendous amount on its own without benefit of formal teaching. A child learns to walk with no formal teaching. A child learns to talk without formal speech therapy training. In many languages, the alphabetic principle in conjunction with language experience activities is more than adequate for the teaching of reading, especially those languages that flow left to right, letter by letter, or in the case of Arabic and Hebrew, right to left. The Russian language is a beautiful example of the alphabetic principle. Their dictionaries don't bother with pronunciation marks. They don't need them. All you need to know is where the one accent in each word falls, and you know the phonics, and you can pronounce the words whether or not you have any clue as to their meanings. And da, ya говорю по-русски. When I was drafted into the Army Security Agency during the Korean War, it was either learn Russian at the Army Language School or go to Korea in the infantry. Talk about motivation. But English, as we all know, doesn't quite follow the rules. And that's what makes it so interesting, fascinating, and troublesome to teach. The speaking of English, on the other hand, like almost all languages, can be picked up quite easily with total immersion into the language. Or at least that's what I've been told. Now, we all know that most students given traditional instruction learn to read and spell quite adequately. Why is that? Well, I think you all really know the answer. Those of us who allowed our computer brains to do their jobs paid no attention to the untruths, the rules, when they don't apply. We just thumbed our noses at them. We didn't have to be taught that English words that have a base of one meaningful syllable, such as the word fish, fisherman, have a set of patterns entirely different than words such as official and beneficial and crucial that cannot be reduced to one meaningful syllable. Now, I'm sure you have all heard George Bernard Shaw's famous misspelling of fish as G-H-O-T-I. Although G-H is pronounced f, as in the last two letters of enough, there is no word in English in which the sound f at the beginning of a word is spelled G-H. P-H, yes, but not G-H. The short I is spelled O in women, but that's the only word I can think of that goes that way. And T-I is sh, as in essential and partial and notion, etc., is sort of understandable, but there is absolutely no English word in which the ending sound sh, sh, is spelled T-I. Now, here's something most of you know but don't know that you know. The sound of fish in any word that cannot be reduced to one meaningful syllable is never spelled fish, F-I-S-H. When reading, you will automatically decode the letters F-I-C-I as fish. And you will, if you're a decent speller, always use the letters F-I-C-I to encode the words official, beneficial, and that should be sufficient to make my point. You don't think about decoding or encoding the sound fish. Your computer brain does it automatically for you. And just as fish is always spelled F-I-C-I in what I like to term the fancy words of the English language, so too the sound mish is always spelled M-I-S-S-I, and tish as T-I-T-I, as in permission and petition. The God-given computer brains of good spellers and good readers know this, but they don't know that they know this. Here's something else that you good readers and good spellers know, but you don't really consciously know that you know this. The English language does not proceed left to right letter by letter. Let me demonstrate. D-E is D, as in the word deny, or is it D, as in de facto, right? But the letters D-E-M spells dem, the standard abbreviation for Democrat, but add an O and we get demo. But if we add an N, demo changes to demon. Ouch. Adding an S gives us the plural demons. But supposing I add the letters T-R-A-T, and what word am I going to demonstrate? It isn't demonstrate or demonstration, it's demonstrative. Oh dear. The fact of the matter is, in English, it's the ending patterns of words that determine how the beginnings are pronounced and spelled. You know this. It isn't anything new. That is the basis for the faulty rule about the vowel, consonant, and silent E, as in the ending silent E changes the word rat to rate and hop to hope. And as you know, the silent E doesn't always make the vowel say its name. Don't you love words like dove, dope, shove, and move? Or courage, courage, private, novice, novice? You absolutely know that the letters T-R-Y don't spell the sound try when they occur at the ends of words. T-R-Y spells the sound tree, as in entry, pantry, country, etc. Just one more example. Most books on reading and spelling teach that the letter A has two sounds, A as an apple and A as an ape. But we all know that the first word in the dictionary is a word pronounced as in a house, a dog, a cat, etc. Put the letter M in front of an A and we don't get may or ma, we get ma. What is true and 100% consistent in our language is that every single one-syllable word ending in A is an ah word, as in ma and pa went to the spa, sang do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, so, sha, sha, left, ha, ha, and said ta-ta. But words containing more than one syllable ending in the letter A are words, as in mama, papa, Africa, America, India, soda, etc. Back to ma. Let's add the word G, and the G changes the sound of the letter A to a short A. What is true is that every single word ending with the letters AG are ag words, from rag to brag to flag. If we add the letter I to the right of mag, the letter I changes the sound of the hard G to a soft G or J sound, as in the gift of the Magi, which we hear about during the Christmas season. Add the letter C, and now the long I of Magi becomes a short I. It's magic. But I thought words ending with the ick sound are spelled I-C-K as in pick and nick. But don't panic. There's no K in picnic, comic, or topic. These words can't be reduced to a meaningful space of one syllable. They're fancy words with a slightly different dress. But I'm not done. Let's add the letters I-A-N, and we get magician. I was taught the unsound is UN, as in fun, gun, and run. Yep, in the simple monosyllabic words of basic English, that's true. Unfortunately, polysyllabic words that do not have a meaningful base of one syllable and which end with the un sound are usually spelled with an O-N, as in onion, which phonetically would be spelled U-N-Y-U-N, or an E-N as in thicken, or an I-N as in cabin. You know this, but you probably have not been aware that you know this. And how about the fact that magician ends with the letters A-N? You instinctively know that the ending letters A-N usually indicate a human. And what are the last two letters of human? The same two letters that end African, Canadian, Russian, and Christian. And you have always known that I-C-I-A-N ending indicates a human that works with whatever ended in I-C, as in electrician, musician, mathematician, and magician. And yes, there is a word that is the exception to the rule. It's the word politician. They don't work. But there is no way I can list all the little things about our language that you know, but don't know that you know. Not in 15 minutes. 15 hours, maybe? These things that were not taught to you, but which you learned by yourself, like Sunday, S-A-N-D-H-I, pronounced the same as Sunday, you can't teach. And Sunday, by the way, is the scrunching up of words and phrases that occur in virtually identical fashion, no matter what dialect of English is being spoken. They are not written about in the books by the leading experts in the teaching of reading. They are not in any language curriculum except AVCO's. What I'd hope to accomplish by coming here is to pique your curiosity enough so that you will spend some serious time investigating and, I hope, replicating the research I have been conducting for the AVCO Educational Research Foundation and putting some of it into practice so that whatever methods you are currently using will be enhanced just a little bit. 3 out of every 4 words a struggling reader cannot read contain patterns that were never taught to him. 3 out of every 4 words containing these patterns that were never taught to him, a struggling reader cannot read. You know these patterns, but at the moment, you really don't know that you know them. So please, learn consciously these patterns that you already know so you can teach them to those students who need to be taught them using whatever method works best for you and your students. Thank you.